guys, it's Amy. I'm out on the top of my homestead property, and I want to kind of go through a thought experiment with you today. Being up here makes me think about going off-grid and even building like a little cabin up here that nobody knows about because they can't see it from the road. But the question that I'm contemplating is if we're too lazy to live off-grid. And I'm so sorry to tell you, I think the answer is yes. I have spent about a year learning some of these things to go more off-grid, and you can check them out. I did a video series on my self-sufficient journey where I talked about some of the things I've started learning to be more self-sufficient. But that's the thing, is it's such hard work, and in the society and culture that we're in, I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. And I don't know what's going to happen in the world, but I know that I am definitely preparing to be at least semi off-grid for the future. And that, I think, might be a more attainable goal for us. And that essentially is, being able to be without power for a week to 2 weeks, not go to the grocery store for a month, some of those kinds of ideas, as opposed to living completely in nature where you don't have water or electricity from the grid. I want to share a story. When I was a new mom, we lived in Northern California, and I wanted to make my own bread. And actually, when I was in high school, my sister and I lived with a farmer. Well, they were farmers then. They grew up, or they were teachers originally. But when we lived with them, she made homemade bread every day. Is that right? No, she made homemade biscuits every day. She made homemade bread like every other week, because the batch made about 6 or 7 loaves of bread. But what I learned from her was how to mill the grain into flour, and while it was nice and warm from the flour mill, to make it into fresh bread. I think I'm gonna go in. It is a little bit chilly out here, so meet me inside. I'll finish my video. Wow, that is so much better. It was about 20 degrees outside, and I was freezing. So all that story is to say, I think that, we might have shortages of those base materials like flour, sugar, eggs, and I don't know as a society what we're gonna do. I mean, when I think about it, like my fear, sort of triggers, and I think, there might be a civil war, because when people get hungry, they get desperate. And I don't want to see that. I want to just prepare myself enough to be semi off-grid or semi self-sufficient. And so I want you to just sort of have that in your consciousness, to, realize that going off-grid might not be the solution that we think it is. And so what can we do in lieu of thinking we're going to just go out and be alone in the woods and survive? Because I can tell you that's not going to happen. I really think that we need to bring people around us into our circle and get those plans in place for I mean, we're already seeing the empty grocery stores. This is January 16th of 2022, and people are still freaking out, flipping that switch and like going and buying extra supplies out from the grocery stores. Things are not available for, you know, Instacart and Amazon and all those conveniences that we're used to. So start making a list of the people in your life that you can rely on. Let them know you're counting on them. I'm thinking through these things. Like, I want to know who's in my tribe, who has what skills, and also what resources. I have been planning my farm property, and I have some, I'm calling them campsites, but essentially it's room on my property so people can come to me and I can feed and house, you know, 20 or 30 of my closest friends and family. I think the key is not to be off-grid and self-sufficient alone. The key is going to be to find your people that you can rely on. I have spent largely the past year and a half by myself. I don't know, many of you might know I went through a divorce recently. I have 3 teenagers. I co-parent with their father, so I do have them about half the time. But I have done so much stuff on my own and alone, and I am ready to find my tribe. I'm ready to open myself up to the people that I need and that might need me. So I think that's where we're going in the world. I don't think that being off-grid and alone is the solution. I think that's, you know, this pandemic has already created an incredible amount of isolation and loneliness and depression and all those things that come with that. And so I'm putting out to the universe, and I think that's something that we all will be doing in the future, is finding our people, finding our like-minded friends and family that we can make a plan. If, you know, crap goes down, we have a meeting spot. I mean, and this is not, I'm not talking apocalypse here. I'm just talking like if the internet goes down, because world wars are going to be different. Like if China can take out our grid, like electricity and internet, like things can get very scary very fast. And so I think one thing that we just need to do is get things in writing, make sure you have a plan, get a list of resources that you have, that your friends might have, and let those people know that you're counting on them. I think that's, you know, one of the biggest things that we need to keep in mind is someone might not know that you're their person. So, you know, maybe make up like a little postcard that you send. Will you be my person? Will you come to my home in the event of a crisis? Or yeah, I'm getting kind of off topic here, but you get the idea. It's not going to be sustainable for us to be off-grid and alone. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If this is content you like, please like, subscribe, share, and leave me a comment. You know, I'm in Northeastern Ohio. A lot of my family is up in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, so I have kind of a plan C up there. This is my plan B here. Then my, you know, going closer to my immediate family would be the next level of, you know, if the world collapses. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.